on our retro store over here. So this is a um, arcade store or arcade. I mean, it's an arcade. It's an arcade, and it's also to a gaming screen at the same time. I gotta plug in my charger, and I gotta plug in my phone. So that's my mouse pad over there, and I'm going to be pretty soon converting that over into our building because I'm buying me another mouse pad for myself, and this one I'm going to be putting in this one over here. This mouse pad is busted. It's done. I have checked it up. Let me see something. A little bit. So 4 screws in there. And get that out of there. Looking for my micro screwdriver. That's what it's going to take to pull that out of there. Why is this in the drawer with a blade out? Jeez, yeah, take a finger off. There we go. Jeez. That should be that one screw that doesn't want to come up. It's always like that. Always like that. Yeah, I'm right. Why did they do that? Is it like a trade for text at the end of the day? The last screw you put in, like you seriously? The last screw they always put in like super, super tight. Why? I can never understand that. They do that every time. Like the last screw they have to put in super tight. Is it like an inside joke or something? It's not funny, by the way. It's not funny. You're working on something, you're like, give me the hydraulic screwdriver. You're never going to get this thing off. I guarantee you, you're never going to get it off. Bam, 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 bam. This is going to be nice. It's not going to be quite nice. Now we're going to paint it nice and black, so it's darker. And then we're going to basically do a whole retro design on it with glow-in-the-dark paints. So it glows. Got a nice thickness to it too on top of that. Because the rugs they wanted, they were super expensive. I am not spending $200 for a carpet. That is me for the inside of the build. That's the This is going to fit, so we got to cut a little more. Just a little bit of a smidgen. Yes, it's perfect. Again, not to put our lead light system in all the way around. We're going to do a lead light trace all the way around here and here. Fantastic. Oh, let's see. That's closed. Light this up. Put some lights on it. That came out quite nicely. Now we got our carpet. We got our carpet. All right. Ooh! Over there fighting your fish, eh? I'm gonna keep this, but we never know what we can do with anything. This, I'm gonna keep this for something. Over there fighting your fish, eh? Oh, you know all. Over there fighting his fish, eh? Fishy and him and arguing again. What you been arguing about again in your fish, eh? So I'm gonna grab me that other mouse pad. I'm gonna start working on half the desk so I can get the mouse pad up here. I'm gonna keep this from jacking up the desk. I'm gonna turn this to my art pad. And just put it on the desk, work. We're gonna check up the desk. I think I'm the only one that doesn't have a coffee maker in my office. I don't drink coffee. I used to drink a lot of tea, but I kind of don't drink that too much either. I just basically drink water now. Just a lot of water. I've been drinking a lot of water anyway. I gotta get back to drinking water. I can't. So yeah, I had to get back to drinking water. So I just started drinking water from now on. Right now, I'm just cutting out the juice and drinking out of water. Let's get this up to charge. What? Yep. Battery. I didn't bother plugging that back in. I can use this for something. I'm keeping that. You know. Look at you attacking your fish. Dangerous cat to you. Oh yeah, that's nice. Definitely going to be painting this a little darker black with it. And then we're going to put a little trace different designs, circles and lines and stuff. But that's kind of how the carpet was back then. Had a couple of lines going here and here, a little circle there, circle there, circle there, circle there. That's going to be doing little dots here and here and here. That's how we're going to do it. We have our own retro carpet. And then we're going to run a nice EL wire. EL wire is a very thin lighting system. All right, let me see what I'm going to do here. We got the roof to do. Let me get my lids off. It's going to come out of here and tilt it up. Yep, it is. They're working the same way. Put that over there. You don't know. Yeah, Mr. Spot right there. Mr. Spot. Which we have. Where'd you put the brush at? I'll figure it out later on. You know what happened the last time you got too close, right? You got ran over, right? Like a Mack truck. All the places that you have to play with that thing at, you do it right here. I don't care. Take it someplace else. You want me? You're not supposed to be in my spot anyway. This is my spot, George. Get it together, you weirdo. You freaking weirdo. You're a freaking weirdo. The cat. You don't get mad over that. You're a freaking weirdo, you kitty cat. You could be any place else with your toy to play with. You'd rather be right there. How dare you? How dare you get in the way of my artwork? Round. 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 An attitude, your meows, your mowies. How dare you? How dare you? Get mad with your mowies. Don't get closer to me with that thing. Don't be in the spot, but get closer to me with it. So this is actually an arcade with a screen that allows me to play on it like an arcade. I'm just going to do some test runs on it. So it's the sample surface that fits perfectly on there, but that's just a test surface. We're going to be doing a crystal clear version of it, so that way you can see all the cool stuff going on in the arcade while we play on the glass. And you're going to have a retropie in there. It's going to be under one of the exhaust systems on top of the roof, so you can't see where it's at. It's going to be blended right in there. Woo. 50, 722 projector Max Sonic. Max Sonic sounds like a techno group in the 80s. Max Sonic. Probably they probably got things from probably in the era. Movies. Everything had Sonic in it. Sonic. Stereo system with 4 bass booth and sonic sound. Equalizer, 10 graphic equalizer, ultrasonic sound. We can have Sonic in it. There's our roof. Now the roof, like I said, it's going to be made to come off. We can get access inside to all the goodies in there. It's got to go in fact. My sign has to show. So that's what my sign has to show there. So it definitely has to be there. Here. So definitely trim it. You get over there, you can get cut. Exactly where we're at. Not forgetting something to play around with. Got to put a drain pipe at the top because we're gonna need one of those, people. We're gonna need one of those. Let me see. Go top. I see there. It kind of comes in here, here, and here. A little bit of lip off the roof. And that's nice and neat right there. So I like that. And we got to put a hole in. We got to put a drain pipe in this sucker. We need a drain pipe to come down the side here. I think we'll bring the drain pipe here and down here. Maybe try to put a drain pipe. Notorious Taco Bear. So let me see. So when I bend this, what comes up here, and probably hit the gutters here. Make a hole here that comes up to the gutter. Give it a more realistic effect. That's when we have part of our drain pipe system. If we had glue, we could knock this down and get it together. We do not have glue because we're out of glue. We'll get more glue tomorrow. So this is looking pretty good. Oh man, I gotta go look at a whole bunch of videos on the air conditioning units for the top of the roof. So I know exactly how to build this thing. We're definitely gonna need some of that silver tape. We need that to build some of these duct systems up there. Oh. All right, that's gonna be interesting. Get that one done. And we gotta order the stencils for this and this. I think I'm gonna have from here, the stencils here. I think I'm gonna have a Space Invader display here, and the name of the store here. And here we're gonna have a Pac-Man display coming down here, chasing the ghost, screen here. Yeah, it's gonna be all lit up in there. I mean, multiple lights. I'm gonna have lights to the ceiling, the corners, the floors. Everything's gonna be lit up in there. And I need 3 sets of lights so they have to synchronize. And that way, it's like they're all running off the same thing. Like, right, take a bird. All right. So at least we got the roof done. But I got to go do some research on basically building that system for the roof. And pretty soon this will be a screen playing, a screen disguised as another screen. Pretty soon. Let's get our trash can lids over here. Our trash can lids over there. We have to get this door done. That's the door right there. It's going to say exit, employees only. I have access to the store. It's going to make that door red. So this entire thing is going to glow. Everything's going to glow. Everything. Neon lights, the whole 9 yards, the floor, the ceiling. We got to cut individual holes in. I have to make these little circle lights. I do want the lights to stand on more than that. I wonder. These. Turn these into lights on the ceiling. This way. Actually, this would be quite nice. I can coat the inside up with the glow formula and go from there. I'll bash you with a trash can lid. Bam! Yeah. That definitely would go perfectly. Those for like, took a penny of those in there and convert those. Cut a small hole right through them and push a light just into it. Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, I'm gonna light this sucker up. Oh, by the way, let's go check out our light system. A good idea what we're gonna be dealing with. What light's for this thing? Oh man, it's a 6-feet light, and it runs off a USB. We can plug that to a battery pack because they don't take much to power these things at all. I'm just gonna throw these in here. Just give me an idea. Let me find a remote control for this thing. Ew. Keep Funky's ready. Oh, I hope this is a remote control for us. I really do. But it looks like we may be missing a remote control. Oh. Remote control it. There's those lights. Hopefully, we have them. I think these are it. I think they're in my sure. No, this is not it. I think these go. The remote control is white. All white. Dang, damn it. You never really put things up, do you? It definitely can't be these. Wait, could it be these? Oh, it is these. Actually, it is these. I got the right one. All right. We had it? Okay. It's got the chasers on it. Chasers. It's got the chasers on them. So we have to put those suckers throughout that whole entire area down there. Right, cool. And once we get the windows painted, the windows give off the effect. So paint the windows different colors with the glow in the dark. When it hits it, they actually windows start to glow like they're going back there. Well, I can sit here and I can game off the side of that sucker. That'd be nice. Put my screen up there. We get the billboard going up top. Get some lights on the billboard too for that. Very cool. So the look for that. This is functioning. Everything's working on this. It's good. So all we got to do is just wait until tomorrow, Monday, and I go pick up the glue and we finished off most of it because we're not even near finishing it. But I can chance. I think some of my stuff comes from that back there. Oh man. I just want everything in on time so I can finish this stuff. I want to complete it. I can only do so many projects a day. I got to complete them. Finally got the screens, the ones I wanted. It took a while. There's so many different ones I wanted to make. I finally got it down to these. Frameless panels works perfectly. So now we got that. That's done. Now we can work on the floor. Couldn't figure out what we're going to do with these screens, which is so much of a headache. Like trying to figure out what we're going to put in here. So yeah, I get all that done. I've been there a year. You know that I've been there actually a year. It's been a year of testing, and trying to figure out what works well. It took a year to do it. It takes usually about a year to do it. You got to figure out what product you're going to sell. What are you going to market? Because you can't market all of them. You're not going to have that money is going to be. You got to pick two of them. And it was the Apex Gamer and the SVGA technology over there. That's what it was. But there's another gamer coming out. There's a black version of it. We need it. It's basically a rear projection technology in black. We need one. We have to have it. We need it for something. Then I decided when I was done putting this screen together, I don't know where that came from, but we got blessed with a t-shirt product line. How to design them, how to put them together, the whole 9 yards, even the logo. We got to trademark the logo. I forgot about that. Yeah, logo goes with it. So before we get all that done, I'm going to go Zoom, pay them their money, get all that done, get it locked in, wait for how long it takes for it to come back in. And then after that, go to my friend's house. She has a 3D printer. She's going to print up our big badges for it, or badges that we have for it. It's going to do its logo is going to be badges, necklaces, keychains, all this stuff. It's going to be crazy. I might even do a pair of glasses too, a pair of sunglasses with them too. So we're going to do an entire, it has nothing to do with this, because most people, they do merch on YouTube. They do merch on their channel of what their channel is about. This is a whole different company by itself. And it involves nothing involving our technology. And we know we get people out there say, well, who's going to buy? I was in the fashion business. I actually made them 8-ball jackets. I was making $900 a jacket. I can go into a clothing store, take the clothes, turn them inside out. I feel like how it's made. Make my own pattern and make it from there. I know how to work a sewing machine, all that stuff. I learned from people in church. And then once you get into that type of business, you got other friends that are in the fashion. They're in that business. You learn from them too. So when the 8-ball jackets came out, mine was different. I didn't want mine like everybody else's. My jacket was sky blue and black, 8-ball jacket. No one had one. I was the only one that had that jacket. Put a target on my back. Yeah, it did, because it was different. But a couple of the big boys on the corner saw what I was rocking. They was like, where'd you get it from? And I was like, I made it. He was like, how much? I said, $900. I was just joking. They gave me $900. So I'm making $900 a jacket. Yeah, knowledge is power. So those old ladies down there making the gowns and stuff in church. They're not making gowns and stuff. And I got to hanging down there with them. They taught me how to work a sewing machine. Knowledge is power. So I want to point out, John, this is where you learn things in life about business that you will take with you forever. One thing is, don't become arrogant. Arrogance is very dangerous. Very dangerous to become arrogant. I learned a lot of things in business way before I got into all of this. I had other businesses. And when I was in that business of fashion, it's a cutthroat business. They're not joking about that. At the end of the day, people cut your throat for just about anything on the face of the planet. They'll cut your throat. But anyway, I was over at City Blues. My sister worked over at City Blues. I worked at Pizza Hut. I was over at City Blues getting some clothes. Technically, I was in there inside out. You know, doing like, don't do that. Don't come and make up clothes. Like, don't do that. She said, just buy something. I said, okay, I'll buy something. She get paid on commission. But I was in there turning their clothes inside out, figuring out how their stuff was made. But anyway, I was in there, and then I was coming down the escalator, and I did my own airbrushing on my jackets and all that stuff. And the rhinestones were big at that time. I had the rhinestones and stuff on my jacket. I had this one jacket. I had these guys under the subway, and I used rhinestones for their bling, the glasses and all that stuff. And so I was coming down the subway, coming down the escalator, going back to the subway, go back home. And this guy on the second floor who had this really nice shop down there, basically had a little problem. The person sold him the shop stole all the inventory and took it with him. So he had nothing in there. And me and him got to talking for a little bit. And he says, well, look, hey, maybe you can make some clothes for me, so and so and so, you know what I mean, some urban gear or whatever. And we can have a little business together. Yeah, but that wasn't his intention. His intention was to rip me off. That's what it was. And I never forget going back. I was happy. I told my mom, I said, yo, I'm going to make some real serious money. I got a chance to get a fashion gig, hooking up this guy's. Oh, he's forgetting I was in that business. It's crazy when you think about it. He used to do that stuff. But anyway, my mother said, don't trust him. That's the first thing she said. Don't trust him. Go get copyright. Get your stuff copyrighted. Get all your drawings, everything copyrighted. And I said, Mom, you think too much at the end of the day. He's cool at the end of the day. He ain't really going to take my stuff at the end of the day. He's a very nice person. Because I've been out with this guy. Guy took me out to nice restaurants, hung out with some of his other people in business and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It just met the whole crew. I'm not thinking that these people want to stab me in the back. It's not these type of people. And then from there, I went down. He got me an office. And he got me 5 people who worked under me to make the clothing that I needed to make, because I wasn't to make everything all day. Had some other people making it for me. So now I got a little power here. Now I got my boss at the end of the day. Got people working underneath me. You know, it's nice to have that, have your own office. And it just happened when I was roughly, I say, in the 16, about 16, roughly in the era 16. No, wait. Was this before I got out of lockup? Or when I was in? No. I got to think back on that one. Oh, no, it wasn't after I got out. Because I was playing hockey. And I started playing hockey when I got out of lockup. So I was roughly in my 20s. I was probably about 24 or 25 when I got that. Yeah, because I was working at Pizza Hut when I got locked up on that end. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I get dates coming over at the end of the day. But anyway, so yeah, I was about 20, 25, 26, somewhere in that range. Because I was still playing hockey. And that's when I got out from the hospital. Just when I was been out of the, I've been in the hospital for the injury, and I've been basically out from lockup. But anyway, so yeah, I got this whole setup and everything. And now ego pops in. Boom! Now I think I'm better than everybody else because now that I'm young and I'm going to fashion shows in New York City, all this stuff, eating with models, all this crap. We're not eating technically with models, if you know what I mean. Like they ate some stuff, but they didn't really eat. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, I got into a lot of fashion shows and all that stuff, and it's interesting. It was really interesting. It was new for me. I'm a guy who's just making clothes at the end of the day. Be on that level at the end of the day. These people in the day, these people got that high level money at the end of the day. Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, hanging out with them and everything and his connections and stuff. So long story short, um, he left. He shut the whole business down and left. He took all my drawings, artwork, everything, and left. And I had to take my stuff, I took some of my stuff from my home, and put it in my office. You know, pick up my office now. And now the office was shut down. The workers were paid, and they left. He paid the workers, and they left. So they went to another job agency where they went to their job in the day. It was only temporary work. And my office, where it had a sign on it as "Do Not Enter," so I had to take all my stuff. Mine was a subway stop away from my home, so it's probably roughly, I say, 5 subway stops before you got to my house. I had to gather all my stuff up, and I had to bring it back on the subway, and take it home like that. I think five or six trips to do it. That was humility. I had to learn that. I had to learn to be humble. That's what it taught me at the end of the day. It taught me, number one, make sure your stuff is protected. That's why I tell people every day, get it protected, get it protected. Not just because of Fernando. Fernando, yes, is a thief. He is a thief. But it's to basically protect your stuff. Anybody willing to back him up in court? Look at people get offended when I say that. Anybody willing to back him up in court? Just say your name. Just say your name. That's all you got to do. And we'll figure out exactly from there. If you willing to back him up in court that he didn't commit a crime. I'm sure you would, of course. All right then. People, unless he's in the room and he bailed out, because he's always in here. He's always in my room stalking. He's a weirdo. But anyway, um, yeah, he committed a crime. He's actually posted his address, all his information just got posted a few minutes ago, and their agencies actually reaching out to that site over there, the one we set up on Facebook, on who he is and where is his whereabouts at. Their companies contacting because they're seeing their stuff up there, and yeah, he's got some problems. He's got some really bad problems coming his way. That's what that site was designed for, to keep as put it out in the open, way out in the open, so other companies can see it. So we had a couple of companies, Nintendo and another company, contacted us about what's on there and who is he, where he's at. So his address was just posted. Now he can sit there and cry and whine and say, "Oh well, buddy, your business, your address, you're using your address as a way to sell that stolen merchandise." Because we know all your stuff, we know all your business at the end of the day. So the stuff that he's buying that from ripping off other companies and selling their products without permission. That's what he's doing. So you're running a counterfeiting business and selling licensed teams that you can't sell without permission. On top of that, you don't have a license to sell in the state of California, and there is your apartment zoned for. And even if you get another place at the end of the day, you're still in trouble because again, you can't print other people's stuff. But say he stops doing it, right? He's still screwed. And the reason why? Because he already did it to begin with. And it's huge, substantial evidence of him doing this. One of those, items sitting on that table can send him up for 20 years. So there's a penalty sheet. They put a penalty sheet to show people, warn them exactly what you get. This is a penalty for it. So people are watching that, and people are contacting these companies and bringing them back to the page. So if he sits there and says, well, my address, buddy, your address is public domain. Anybody can find it. Anybody can find it. Anybody. Your public domain. And you're running their illegal business off your address where you're at right now. So can't get mad about that. Can't sit there and say, oh, no, buddy, you don't have the right to do that. You can't steal other people's stuff. I'm right now going to be starting this fashion line. I got this logo. I'm getting copyrighted. I got this new technology over here. We got to get patents for that technology. All that stuff has to be locked in. And the reason why it's locked in, because of people like you. You're a thief. Just like the fellow who basically went there and stole all my stuff at the end of the day, and my drawings and all that stuff. He can lay claim to that because I wasn't smart enough to get a copyright. Now, if I had that stuff copyrighted, I could have cleaned his clock at the end of the day. I learned a valuable lesson from that. And then on top of that, you use my cube without permission because that cube is 2D artwork. You look it up. It's our artwork. That's my cube at the end of the day, which you attach to a company that you use to rip off other companies with their trademark, patents, and copyrighted material. Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. So he's going to figure that out somehow. Like I said, and that site's put there because, again, it's put there to put people to aware of the people who basically commit trademarks, copyrights, steal from other companies. So let me explain something to you, Mr. Fernando. You can run all you want. There is no place you can go on this planet. These people, at the end of the day, these people you stole from at the end of the day, these big companies, they don't play around at all, period. They got the money. They got the power. They will search you out and find you anywhere you go. He messed with some major companies. And the Mighty Ducks, by the way, is owned by Disney. And you know how Disney feels about people touching their stuff. So, yeah, you don't have that right. Can't print anything out. The thing about it is, the guy who's printing the giant Incredible Hulk statues on his channel, he clearly stated that those Hulk statues are basically for his entertainment only. So he's not selling them. And since there's no history of him selling these items, he's good. But the problem that Fernando has at the end of the day, there is history of him selling and making money off someone else's merchandise. And that's why anything he prints out will be held against him in a court of law. I don't care if he prints out that duck hell, whatever that thing is, the Mighty Ducks. I don't care if he basically prints it and say it's for him. He's still going to jail for it because it shows that there's a history of him selling other people's merchandise. The other guy, he can clearly say, hey, I never sold any of this stuff. I didn't make a suggestion to sell anything. I just printed out for myself. That's based about it. He can get away with that. Unless they give him a cease and desist order and tell him, no, he can't. Then he can't do it. Other than that, this guy was doing it. And this is why I tell people to make sure your stuff is copyrighted, protected, because of people like that will rip you off and make money off your company without your permission. Now, Fernando's been sitting up there thinking for some reason in the back of his mind that we forgot about you. No, Fernando, you're being monitored by multiple agencies are watching you. And now with that Facebook page up, it makes it easier for us to reconnect to any company, any agency. Instead of me going through my cell phone and pulling out all these pictures, I can just basically just show them the link to the page right there. So there are other people who have been linking your page, your other FBI, law enforcement, Homeland Security. Yeah, that page has been going out to a lot of places. Can't do that, man. Can't steal. Yeah. I got to pay the money myself. Get all my stuff locked in so nobody touches my stuff. And that's for the guy we took our oatmeal. If you felt at the end of the day that when he contacted me and said, we got you on voice recording, we pinged you already, but we already know where you're at. You made that comment where you made the statement saying that he's not doing anything wrong, you're allowed to do that. Yeah, then that means the attorneys that I'm paying for right now to protect that technology and to protect my new product line at the end of the day, that's a waste of money that I'm spending at the end of the day. At $20,000 is a waste of money. That's what you're saying? And you're saying at the end of the day that the lawyer who spent what, $300K to become attorney in 15 years was a waste of time? Yeah, you have to crack books, man. You need to learn. Oatmeal needs to crack books. You don't understand how the real world actually functions. Here, do me a favor. Here's an experiment for you. Go out and make Nike T-shirts and go in front of the building, Nike itself, and sell those T-shirts on a stand in front of the building and see how fast you get slammed. They'll have you locked up in no time at all. You'll be sitting up in court. $2-3 million lawsuit on top of your head. And probably some prison time, because those suckers will throw you in jail. So, yeah. Can't be touching people's stuff. So that's the part that people don't understand. Once you commit that crime, that's it. That can be held against you for a very long time. And that stuff is fresh. That stuff is new that we have on him. I'm the one that has to go down and file. So I'm the one I'm going to be following to get that taken care of, but I got to redirect the FBI and whatever, some other companies to that site. You know, you can get mad all you want and sit there and go, oh, that's wrong. You shouldn't. Why shouldn't I report you, Fernando? Question, why shouldn't anybody report you? You're stealing from companies. That's what you're doing. You're ripping them off. You're breaking the law. So if you have a right to rip off this company, then anybody else who makes anything like clothing or music or anything you make, he has a right to steal from you too. And I can tell you about a dozen or more people in the music business that will basically agree with me 100% that what you're doing is against the law. So live it up and have your fun as much as you possibly can, because pretty soon you're going to be sitting in a very small prison cell. And if you know what goes on in them places at the end of the day, it is not going to be too pretty. I watch those prison videos where people, people now get cell phones in there now. It is not a place you want to go to. Not the place you want to go to. And if he has a habit of stealing, thieves in prison don't go well. They don't go well. They don't go well. They got a thing about stealing in prison. It don't go well. Especially if you're in there already for being a thief. I'm gonna knock up the stuff. Cardboard? Oh, lights. That's what I'm paying the money for my stuff to be protected. So, Oatmeal, if you ever decide that you want to touch my stuff at the end of the day, my people at the end of the day will dig the earth upon you. That private investigator, I'll figure out, he'll find out everything on you. Even the first day you went to school, everything on you will dig the earth upon you. And then I'll send someone out there to your home address to basically serve you for court. Sue you for millions. I'm not playing around at the end of the day. I worked hard to build all this stuff at the end of the day. No way in the world I'm going to sit there and let somebody take something from me. I can't wait to drag somebody in court and sue them. I want to make an example of you. I'm going to post you on a website. Everything in there. It'll be a public domain. You can make it public domain. So that way people can read exactly how much you got sued for. That's what Epson did to Valve. They made it public domain. You can go in and see how much they got sued for. The whole 9 yards. They went bad for them. Oh, went bad for them. Ugh. Come on, man, get off of that. Really? Now, if it offends you that I'm getting someone locked up for trademark infringements and stealing from other companies, that means you support that nonsense at the end of the day. So do me a favor, get off my channel, unsubscribe. I don't deal with thieves and all that stuff. I don't deal with them. And for anyone to sit there and say today, well, Mr. Byrd, you're calling us a people thief. What about you? What about me? Sign my contract. Don't get on your channel crying and whine, because I don't want to hear that nonsense. If I catch your channel, if I see you on your crying and whining, I'm going to post you to a special section on a website for YouTube crybabies. It's going to explain what it's all about. You know how we work with search engines, right? You'll be broadcasted everywhere about how you cried on your channel about our technology, but you refuse to sign my contract and see us in court. And if you make enough of these videos, then we'll have enough evidence to hold you in court, and I will send somebody to your front door to prosecute you. And you will find yourself sitting up in a courtroom for criminal charges, which means if you don't show up for these things, you'll get a bench warrant, which means we can send a bounty hunter for you. Play, see what happens. You really should watch these shows they have on about how companies deal with people who steal their items. It is really interesting to watch. You got to watch it. It's just fascinating on the what. How these companies actually hire investigators to track people down that's counterfeiting or stealing their merchandise and making money without their permission. And you got to check out the court hearings. The court hearings are amazing. They bring in counterfeiters and how much jail time they get, the crime, the explaining why they're trying to change your life and be a better person. It is pretty interesting. You ever watched those before? Yeah. You think everything I'm saying is new? Companies have been doing this for centuries. They've been going in and hiring people to track down where you are at so they can send you to court. If there's enough evidence there to prosecute you, they're going to hire a private investigator to find you. That's how that works. They got that evidence. And the thing about defamation used to be very hard to prove in court. But when the internet came along, it became a gold mine. And you'll find more and more attorneys do accept defamation cases. They used to not accept them because they're very hard to prove. But when you got somebody comes on a YouTube channel and commits a crime and records himself doing it, which they call AKA self-snitching, you made it easy, extremely easy for someone to prosecute you now. Because we have evidence of you doing so. How are you going to get around that in court? So when Fernando hits that courtroom, if he makes it there, that's if he makes it there, if the other agency doesn't get him first, if he does make it to that courtroom, he's going to have to explain the items that he printed out. He's going to explain the items that he sold to customers. He's going to explain all that. And not only to the courts, to the people who actually own that merchandise. You're not going to see the owners. You're going to see the attorneys of it. And they're frightened as I don't know what. Yeah. That's what he's dealing with. And you recorded it? Gee, where's Louis? He recorded it and recorded selling it. Okay. Let me tell you a little something, Fernando. The neighborhood I came from, I got plenty of friends of mine that used to be dealers, big time dealers. And they set up on that corner every single day and sold. That's what they did. And they got comfortable. They got up there, relaxed, bought cars, and went out and got nice homes and all that stuff, right? But didn't realize that the entire time they were being watched. The entire time that multiple times that individuals went up there and bought from them, and they were officers that bought from them. And they were being monitored the whole entire time. Cell phones were being tapped, everything. Until that one day popped up, and you see about 20 of these officers running up on their property. You see them being come out with handcuffs on, going into a police car, and that's the last you ever see them again. Because they got enough evidence on them to make sure that they never get out. And all their everything they have in their house, all the items and stuff, they take all that. They take everything. They clean out the house because that's considered to be bought with stolen money or actually drug money. They take everything. It doesn't make a difference. Say, hey, some of that stuff in there he brought with his own. No, they take it all. They take everything and use it as evidence to show that the criminal activity that this person was actually conducting, this is what he was using the money and what he was paying for, what he was funding. They take all of it. And then later on, that stuff ends up, after the case is over, and you're sitting long in jail, and people will forget about you, they will. Time will move on, but you'll stay in the same spot. All your stuff will be auctioned off. And some everyday Joe will be buying your stuff and enjoying your stuff while you sit in a prison cell. I've actually watched that happen so many times, it's not even funny. And that's where you're heading at. So, there's no way to stop what you just caused because you recorded it, you documented it, everything. There's no way to get out of that. How are you going to convince a lawyer? It's right there. Evidence is right there. Yep. What is this? Oh, that's for the other loans. Oh, that right there. I didn't know. Good. Yep. That's what you got yourself into. There's no way around it. Now, say he just stops. He gets rid of all his machines. He stops doing it. He's still going to jail. There's evidence of him doing it. You got it's evidence right there. There's no way to get around that. You say, "Well, I stopped. That won't work." Hey, stop being a jerk, Taco. I'm going to be a jerk 24/7. Stop being a jerk. But yeah, counterfeiting is very, 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 very serious. All right, we're done with the nasty quick. All right with that. Now, I'm done my build. I can't done that. I still got more work to do on it. And one central reason why we haven't launched any of the new technology because we're waiting for the attorneys to get back. When the government shutdown went in effect, everything stopped. So now everything's back up somewhat slowly. And hopefully we'll have everything in so we can get that started. But man, I'm just waiting for one of you YouTubers to touch that technology the wrong way. I guarantee you, I'm going to have a process server at your front door. I'm going to sue them living daylights out of you. I'll show you no mercy whatsoever. I'm warning you ahead of time. So when you see me in court and I'm looking right across from you, let you know your life is over. Jail time for touching one another, you're going to definitely get jail time. Take federal court and file criminal charges against you. So I hope you do. I hope you mess with it. We're going to see what we're going to do to you. And there can be none of this back and forth stuff with Jamie. None of this nonsense. We should never let that nonsense go on that long. But I try to give him a break over and over again. I try to give him a break. Maybe we just cool it, you know what I mean? Try to give him a chance to get it together, and he just can't get it together. So Jamie's life is done. But this technology, anything we develop, and then we go back and forth. It's going to be my people on your channel, documenting all your stuff. We got enough evidence to send somebody to your front door. Figure out where you live at with that private investigator, cyber investigator, whoever we got to hire to figure out where you're located at so we can get a process server from your state to your front door to sue you for $1 million. That's it. And if you do enough of those videos where we can get you on heavier charges, we'll throw you in jail. So they're back and forth. And you'll never hear me come on a YouTube channel and mention anything. I will not be coming to YouTube saying, "Oh, we got so and so and so." I'm not mentioning that. We got 60 people right now. You don't even know who they are, but we know who they are. We're not mentioning them. So I'm not going to say a word. That's not my job. My job is at the end of the day is to chill, do what I need to do. And their job at the end of the day is figure out where the freak you live at so we can serve you for court. So they can serve you for court. For touching my stuff. I'll send you they'll send you a nice little flash drive in that packet, and in that flash drive will show your videos and what you're being sued for and how much you're being sued for. Can't contact them. We're not bargaining with anybody. It doesn't exist. Don't contact the lawyers. You're going to contact me either way. They're not going to talk to you. They're just going to advise you, get a lawyer, and see us in court. That's it. I think once we start doing this, more and more companies will follow this path through the day. When we get in court, I got a choice whether I want to make this public domain, and I will make it public domain. I want your family, your friends, everyone to read about what you did in that courtroom and what happened. Discourages people at the end of the day from doing dumb stuff. If they passed a law that if you stole, they cut your arms off, how many of you would go out and steal? You just watch somebody get their arms decapitated, take them clean off. What's your urge level to go steal something now? If they have the ability to track you, find you, and figure out exactly where you're at, take you out to that town square, pull out that huge, massive sword, and take your arms off, how many of you are going to be stealing after that? A lot less people. Nobody wants their arms to be removed. And when you watch 5 or 6 people lose their arms, you don't want to be that person. That's how it is in some countries, by the way. You steal, you lose them. Some of those countries have, like India, I think it's India, they castrate you. If you're confused with rape, you get castrated. So They don't have a lot of rape problems over there. You know why? Because nobody wants to lose their private areas. That's why. But they'll castrate you. Yeah, you don't want to lose that. I like our little place right here. Taco. Taco. He's in there doing something. I don't know. All right, got that done. Yeah, touch my key without my permission. Matter of fact, I got to post on it right now. I got to post some other stuff on there. There are 8 people got access to the site right now. They're posting stuff right now. A whole lot of stuff they found out about them. They posting, and they're redirecting it. All that pages to be redirected to the FBI, local law enforcement, and actually we're going to be sending out an email out to Baltimore. Not to Baltimore. So Baldwin Park Police Department. We're sending it out to them too also. Code enforcement, all that. Monday morning, get all that sent out to them. Yeah, don't be selling people stuff. But that's wrong. He should be allowed to steal. Well, then that means he should be allowed to come into your house and take whatever he wants, right? Just give him your address. Say, hey, come over here, take whatever you want. He should be right to steal your stuff, right? Because you don't mind having a company getting ripped off, or me getting ripped off, or anybody else getting ripped off. So let them come and take your car. Let them come and take your TV, your kids' clothes, and food out of your fridge, everything from you. You wouldn't mind that, right? Of course you wouldn't mind it. You wouldn't like it. All right then. And if you wouldn't like it if he took your stuff, what makes it so different if he takes somebody else's stuff? A thief is a thief. I gotta call them up too on top of that. They're on the list for the ad tech. They're on the list for the ad tech. Ad tech is growing. We got too many lists for that at the end of the day. We have our price list right there. But people are asking about the big tiles. The big tiles are the 48 by 48, and the biggest one is actually the 4 feet by 8 feet. They're 20 grand for that surface. They're made for companies. It's a company square. It's engineered for $20,000 a piece. I got people already lined up. Companies that want that swing. $20,000. We got to ship that thing. We got to ship it fire. Can't use no extra postal service anymore. We got to ship that thing overseas now. Our dime. But we got other screens at the end of the day that you can panel and put together for much cheaper. But that's one big, huge tile. So a tile that can redirect sunlight outside, yeah, they're about 20,000. Okay, people, I'm done. I'm bored. I gotta find something else to do. I don't get bored much, but I'm bored with this at the end of the day. So I can't do any more with this. Wait till it comes. Get my whatchamacallit comes back. Get some glue tomorrow. Get that done at the end of the day. Monday morning, I got to get up and they're done. They're posting. They got to post on the page. They're done. I got to redirect the page tomorrow. So the Facebook page is about to get redirected to different locations. So as for Fernando, I can't say good luck because you don't have it right now. You truly don't have it. You don't have it right now. So that page is being forwarded. They're taking care. They're going to forward the page to the legal department of every single company that sat on that table, including Marvel. And of course, that's messed up. Jeez. Every time I think about that, man, you're a dirtbag, man. You're a straight up dirtbag. You stole from Stanley. I still can't get over that. You don't call yourself a Marvel fan. You supposed to be a Marvel. You call yourself a Marvel fan, and you should rip off Marvel. Ripped off Marvel and DC. Ripped off both of them. But Stan Lee, really? All people Stan. And he went to Comic Con, or you call Comic Con, what they call, and you try to sell his merch. Even guy bought his Spider-Man mask at the end of the day. That belongs to him. They don't belong to you. That is so disrespectful. And for those who supported that nonsense, you support that too. You also support that and ripping off Stan Lee. I mean, gee whiz, the man died for goodness sakes. The rest of these pieces in his grave right now, and you stealing and making money off his work at the end of the day? That's not your work, it's his. You're a thief, man. He is. Fernando is a cold-blooded thief. You are your thief. I don't like the fact that you did that. I'm a big fan of Spider-Man. I guarantee you, Fernando, you can showboat all you want all day long. That day is coming. That day is coming. I'm gonna have you in handcuffs soon. I'm gonna have you deported out of the city, out of the country. You are a thief, man. You gonna come here and steal from Stan Lee. That is such disrespect at the end of the day. You ain't got a nerve to call yourself a Marvel fan or a DC fan. You none of them above, and you stealing from these companies. I'm gonna get you out of here. I guarantee you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna ice you on your property. And if I got, we got to be to get your landlord. I'm gonna find that joker at the end of the day. He don't want to be found. I know why he doesn't want to be found. We did some digging. I know why your landlord does not want to be found. Because many times if I talked him up, that man has never contacted me. I know why. You know why too. Also has something to do with your Elise and a couple of others we know about. We know a lot about that building at the end of the day. I had to go through City Hall, I had to go through records and all kinds of stuff to figure out exactly why is this building for some reason not popping up. Every other building down there tells exactly this is so and so and so. So that building has nothing. There's nothing there like it doesn't want to be found. So who has a building that size that doesn't want to be found? Yeah, I got some people digging into that. Something's wrong there at all. There's something wrong there. And he's a perfect example because you don't have a lease. You don't have a lease at all. You got a fake lease. He made you a fake lease at the end of the day. So a person that will give you a fake lease at the end of the day, that means you were there. You weren't supposed to be in that building. You can't get a rent an apartment without a social security number. You have to have a social security number. You have to have birth certificate. Someone wants your driver's license. They want freaking a banking account. Doing all that stuff at the end of the day to get a lease. They definitely want that social. You don't have a social. That's why your lease is not real. And then when we get digging around in the building, and I told you I know some people in your building, yeah, there's some stuff going on with that building. So I'll have to bring a code enforcer and own that, all that. Because we're the ones going to be following everything, the FBI and all these different agencies, we're following. Now, I couldn't care less about the rest of them in there. I don't care. You, on the other hand, need to be removed. You're a thief. Now, you get up there and you laugh on your channel all you want. You think at the end of the day that you're going to continue to stay here in the United States and do what you do. And I guarantee you, bar none, you won't be here much longer. I guarantee you. Remember the feeling that you got when that process server banged on your door? Remember that fear that trickled over your body? How terrified you became? You're about to get that again. Because mind you, Fernando, all I have to do here, down here, is go over to that courthouse and file any charge on you out of that 31 we have over there. You got to come here. And that means you can't go through the airport because you're not documented. They're going to need 2 forms of ID, and you're going to have to show up. That's a criminal case you're going to be hit with. You don't show up, you get a bench warrant, which means they contact California and they come and get you. And they're going to find out sooner or later. So, General is about to hit the fan. You're a thief. You have to go, man. You have to go. And say, well, no, you're a thief, man. You ripped off major companies and that you ripped off Stan Lee. I personally don't like that at all, period. I don't. I grew up with Spider-Man. I was watching Spider-Man before you came here. I was enjoying those cartoons before you came here. And when you got here at the end of the day, what did you do? Of course, I'm much older than you are. What did you do time here? Everybody I talked to, every agency, lawyers, whoever I talked to, the first thing they said was, should have came over and did something else. Why didn't he get his paperwork? Why he started a nice successful business? You come over and you figure out ways how to rip people off. Well, like I said, enjoy it while you can. Sooner or later, you're going to be in a cell. I guarantee you that. So Monday morning, we got your page up, or your page is already up and going. All the information's there. All we have to do is just now, just connect that page to other agencies. And I have to have another appointment with immigration tomorrow, which I'm going to send them a link to that page. Man, freaking thief. Stole from his customers, stole from companies, stole from churches. He definitely stole from that church. That screen paint was house paint. He sold nothing but house paint. $60 or they sold of house paint. That's all they could have did themselves. They went to Home Depot. Turn around, steal from us, try to take our stuff at the end of the day. Then turn around and you steal from other companies. Well, your address and all your information is posted, so now any agency can find you. That just was posted about a couple of days ago. And another thing too. Yeah, you're driving a vehicle, but you have to have a social security number in order to get a license. I'll be contacting that too, DMV. I sit there and say, oh, that's just hatred and revenge. No, Fernando, if it was hate and revenge, I told you at the end of the day, I did a deed for somebody. I see people on the way. I didn't speak or talk. I don't snitch. So I get my mouth shut. I'm old. So I can be in my 60s and 70s. I'm still old. You don't understand rules of the street. I know rules of the street. I've lived in those bad lands before. And the rules are, if you go behind bars and you don't talk, nothing at all, you don't speak of anyone's name, and you take that whole hit by yourself, you are old. So if it was about revenge, I could have had this taken care of a long, long time ago. Way before. Even when you first open your mouth, I could have had it taken care of. But that person doesn't exist anymore. So we take care of things another way. We go to courts. That's how we handle things now. That's how we handle things. I still bump into these people from time to time. You don't say, I don't say anything. At the end of the day, it's my business. Just like at the end of the day that we know the crimes that you committed, I know where the rest of your family's at. I know where all of them at. You know why I know? Because when you went in and we got the search warrant, when you went in and put your name under public domain, you know what happened? It pulled a white pages. And in the white pages, it pulled your entire family members. All of them, it pulled them up. Anyone can find them. Anyone can track them. Because of the domain name, the LLC that you developed, the one that you made, you're supposed to put in that you don't want your private information kept sealed. Because when people are searching for your business, anybody with your last name will trigger it. You triggered a white pages. So some of the white pages popped up. And it has all your phone numbers attached to it, all your previous numbers, old numbers, and your family members. That's how we found out about 317 Kern Street was one of your family members, because it popped up. That's the address you used that we had the attorney send the cease and desist order to your address to tell you to shut it down. But that wasn't your real address. You used a family member's address. That's how dirty he is. He used his own family member's address. So, like I said, be all happy, because I got plenty of friends of mine can tell you at one point they were living on top of the world, and the next minute they're sitting in a 4x8 for 15 to 20 years. I don't have to look over my back, ever, for anything. I didn't commit any crimes. You, on the other hand, now have to look over your back. And if you think that page over there on Facebook, it's not the only one. There's 63 of them. They're being spawned out. So they're taking the other pages and they're respawning them. Doesn't have anything to do with Facebook. They're going to other media sites and they're posting that same information over and over again and again and again and again. It's being spread all over the place. Now, if you feel that information we just posted is defamation, or you can sue me for it, go ahead. Get yourself a lawyer. I'll give you to next Friday to have an attorney reach out to me and say that we can't post at the end of the day of you committing multiple crimes of counterfeiting, piracy, trademark, and everything else, stealing from companies. Go and get yourself an attorney. Can't get anybody. Because the minute you get an attorney, you sit there and say to him, well, this guy got my information. I'm all over the Facebook. He's doing, what did you do? And what's on the page? He's going to look it up for himself. And he's going to come back and say, you got to get an attorney quick, because you're going to go to jail. Because if that is what I think it is, that you want to use a 3D printer and you name the items that you were printing out, that's all trademark material, you're going to jail for a very long time. Jamie's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. That's where he's going to be at. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. We got to post those numbers. We got to post. They're posting all the companies that he ripped off. They found the legal department. They're posting all their numbers to the site so people can reach out and contact those companies from there. And we had a couple of other people that logged on that said it was disgusting. Let's see. Disgusting. And you got other people, I said the other day, makes content art. People make their own art, their own designs, their own merch. People on YouTube make your own merch. I know your stuff is copyrighted. I know all your stuff is copyrighted. Imagine somebody took your merch and your product line, started making money off, and didn't pay you a dime. How many of you would be upset or bothered over that? That's what Fernando does. Fernando steals from other people and tries to sell your product and keep the money for himself. He don't give you anything at all. So that's why you went out and got yourself copyrighted. Why'd you get yourself copyrighted? Why'd you get trademark on your stuff? To keep people from ripping you off. And that's what he does. And that's why, Fernando, you're posted to multiple sites. And then there's another site they're posting them to is a what's it called? Trade Commission. They're posting directly to that site. Because you can post people that are committing crimes right directly to the site. So they're posting them to the site. Let's see. You're on. Which one are you hooked up to? Let me see. And people say, how did you get all this? Because it ticks me off that I'm paying a lot of money. I got to pay a lot of money to get this stuff protected. A lot of money to get my stuff locked in so no one touches it. So to find out that someone touched something that belonged to me and tried to make money off of it, this is why we're making those statements from the door that if we catch you, your life is over. There's no plea deal. There's nothing. We're trying to get you maximum prison sentences. We're trying to sue you. We're trying to take everything from you for touching our stuff. But you should know this. You can't act in that way like, oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. Why is he attacking me? You stole it. And then it's like somebody going and robbing from the bank. You go in the bank and you shoot two people and you go on this high-speed chase, nearly kill a few people trying to get away from it. And then when they catch you and throw you in jail, you sit there and go, oh, poor me, poor me. Why are they attacking? All right. That's being taken care of now. Okay, cool. Let's see. We're looking for two. Yeah, I wish somebody would. I wish somebody would touch that technology we would develop. Any of the technology, I wish you would. I wish you would. We already got the rest of them. By the time we get done with them, there's going to be nothing left for these people at the end of the day. Williams is going to spend the rest of his life in jail. I was up there with the United States Postal Service, the federal part. They basically, yeah, it's mails up there. We took a bulk of this mail up there. He's under investigation. And the thing about it, these guys think that nothing's going on because no one's knocking on your door. This is the part that's called the calm before the storm. This is the part where you get investigated. They're going through all your information, all that stuff. And then when that storm kicks in, that's when you start seeing officers on your porch. Because now they got enough evidence to prosecute you in court. That's right. It's called calm before the storm. Me and Mr. Williams are going to see each other. Williams is coming down here. We're having Williams brought down here to Pennsylvania. We're going to see each other. So I'm going to be the last face you're going to see when we sit you behind bars, or they're going to put you behind bars for that good old-fashioned 50 years. I'll be the last face. Your family can come if they want to. They're more than welcome. Because that's the last time they're going to see you. Because with that stack of mail we got over there, and you used the United States Postal Service to commit that fraud, one of those carries 20 years. It is Federal Trade Commission. Oh, we have it already. Man. Legal number for Marvels. Legal number for Marvel Comics. So I got half of these already. I'm tracking down. These are being posted directly to the site for other people to contact. Also, too, we have emailed Marvel and letting them know the situation. We sent them out everything they need to know. I will be reaching out. I got an email to reach out to them tomorrow morning to talk to somebody about but we just sent them in an email and where is this individual at. So, Fernando, you're going to be getting a visit from Marvel very soon. And this is not from anybody else. This is from the attorneys who will be contacting and reaching out to you. That's one of them. Yep. See, one of the things I had to prove really quick, Fernando, if you thought that because everything I said on the camera and nothing happened, because we knew that what you're going to do was you're going to get relaxed. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start printing again. We knew you were going to do that. But that's usually what most people do. If nothing happens, when a person says, hey, I'm going to contact so and so and so, and nothing happens, they go back to their old habits, which we knew you were going to do. And that's when they started documenting you again. So when you went back to your old habits and started printing out more stuff, that's when they started copying your page and all your information to show that there's a track record that even though you knew you were doing this, you continued, which means you fall under willfully. Not very smart guy. Yep. It's owned by Walt Disney too, right? Yes, they are. So we had a contact legal number for Walt Disney too. Yeah, the number is 844-362-7835. That's their legal department. So I'll be reaching out to them, get their email, and start sending out all the information that we have on you over to them. We'll be dealing with them from now on. Any other companies we have. Okay, general service. No, you got everything. No, good attorneys. Oh, they're in New York City. Really? Hold on. I got family here, so I'm going to take a road trip. I got to go meet some people. Where's the headquarters for Marvel Comics? It's in New York City. You're done. I'm going to New York. I'll take it down there personally. I'll have my attorney meet me to have a contact with them, reach out to them, let them know so you can cut through any legal tape. I had no idea they were in New York City. We got to go pay them a visit. We're definitely paying them a visit. Yeah, next week I'm going to New York City. Well, Fernando, you're going to get a chance to meet the people of Marvel. Not that half, on the other hand, legal department. I had no idea they were over in New York. I don't really look at all this. Oh my goodness. Oh heck yeah, we're reaching out to them. Oh yeah, we're definitely going down. So I haven't been in New York in a while. I got to go down to some Statue of Liberty, which I have not seen yet, or the Brooklyn Bridge. I have not seen that yet. When I was down, I was doing a lot of skating. I skipped all that stuff. Now I'm going to go down and check it out. So yeah, I'm going to be down in New York City anyway. I'm going to go pop down there. But first, to make sure we can get through, I'm going to have the attorney reach out to the legal departments and everything you need, and they can meet me personally. And you rip off Star Wars too. Star Wars is part of Disney. I know that for a fact. That is the. I know for a fact that is true. What is the legal department for Walt Disney? You know, for copyright and trademark. Intel on copyright, properties, patents, and trademarks. That'll be you. Let me see. That's the person you ripped off. That's Walt Disney. Made money off off his product. Well, he's passed on by now. He's already passed on already. But you made money off them, and you didn't pay him a dime or their company a dime. I'm reaching out to them tomorrow. Legal permission and image licensing. Yeah, buddy, you're done, man. Because I know one thing: Disney does not mess around when you come to touching their stuff. They do not play around. Products, toys, and merchandise publishing, licensing. Ooh, yeah. All right, let me see. Dun, bum, 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 bum. And all the phone numbers are up there too. Every single one of the phone numbers are up there. Okay, cool, 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 cool. I got some people to contact tomorrow. Yeah, I don't like people who take people's products and steal. I don't like people like that. I really don't. Because again, like I said, that happened to us with them trying to take our freaking information and use our stuff without our permission. Trying. That's why we had a process server go to your front door. So if anyone people ask like, so what do you have to do with this? Well, we had a process server go to. He was trying to take our copyrights. He was in there stealing and touching our stuff at the end of the day. Easy. Let's see. Legal permission and entry. Okay, we got the whole bunch of bang here. All right, cool, cool, cool. I'll reach out there, but I'm definitely going to New York City. I'm going to contact them, set up a meeting that we can come down and meet with them in New York City and show them exactly all the information that we have on you. I live in New York City. I get a chance to go down. I can see some of my family. I got family on the Spanish Harlem. Yep. Well, we're done here. Meanwhile, I got to reach out to the FBI and get the rest of that stuff all tidied in. But I'm going to New York City. If they need me to come up there to meet up with somebody, we're coming up. We'll be up there. Man, rip off artists. Steal from everybody. You got to pay all that money back. They're going to hit him with so much. These are millions of dollars when they hit him with. He got to pay all that money, but it's not going. He's never going to have to pay it. He ain't going to be here because they're going to know about your little secret at the end of the day. You're not like you don't have paperwork. They're going to know about it. And you can sit there and say, "Oh, it's racist, Jamie." It's not racist. You're a criminal. That's what you are. It's not racist. And I bet you I got my Mexican brothers can tell you at the end of the day. You want me to tell you? Because they'll get up here and tell you at the end of the day, and I'll curse you out. because they don't like you, because you make them look bad. That's what you do. That's why they call him Mexican Trump. That's his nickname, is Mexican Trump. They don't like him because you make them look bad. On screen racist. And get yourself a lawyer. If it's racist, everything I'm doing right now is all racist. And then get a lawyer. Reach out to me. Can't do that either because you're a criminal. All right, criminal. Well, guess what? Walt Disney, I got their number and all their information right there. Monday, we got all that stuff. We got all the videos and everything. We got everything to the Facebook page. I'm going to send everything out to them. So they're good to go. In New York City, because that's close over tomorrow, if they need me to come out there, I'm going out to New York City. Put my summary on my page. We do not tolerate people who steal people's trademarks. I don't care who you are. You don't steal people's work. And any YouTuber who develops their own merch or their own content creator, at the end of the day, that their stuff is all locked in, they don't appreciate anybody stealing their stuff either. Yeah. Now I got to redo my video, right? Yeah. Marked it up with that jerk. But Monday, I want to make some phone calls. Fernando, you about to get somebody to reach out to you real quick. I'm definitely going to New York. I got to go to New York anyway. I'm definitely going to New York. And contact them. Let them know to load up the rest of your stuff, your evidence to that page, so we can get ready to get this started tomorrow. Man. I got to pay all that money back. What we call the site? The site's called 3D printing violation. That's what it's called. 3D printing violation. That's what it's called. All right, we'll take care of those 2 orders tomorrow. I get the order shit care tomorrow. All right, buddy. I thought we are gonna get a chance to see you in court because they're probably gonna go at you first. Man, it's like watching sharks eat tuna. Like a bunch of sharks eat one tuna. It's gonna be a feeding frenzy. They're all gonna want to sink their teeth in this guy at the end of the day. And then when they find, oh, good gracious, that's what makes it even worse. They find he's not documented, man. These are the kind of people you don't want to tick off at the end of the day. It's just why I said, man, you're bad news for your own people. You are. Because the last thing you want is, I'm not going to say it so, but then some people think that what they're saying at the end of the day about Mexicans being here is true. And that's what's messed up about it, because it's people like you that make the other Mexican people look bad. You do that. Because all you need is one more Trump supporter, one more freaking racist person at the end of the day to sit there and say, oh, you can't trust any of them. Look, this guy went in and ripped off all these companies and made money off of them. You make your own people look bad. You can't sit around and blame anybody else and call them racist. You're the one that faces the problem to your own people. You're not the solution. You're the problem. Definitely the problem. You are definitely the problem. Unbelievable, man. And they got a nerve to get on camera and say, oh, he's racist. Oh, because I won't let you go out and rip off other companies and steal and rob and rip us off at the same time? We won't allow you to do that? All right. I'm going to fix your wagon Monday morning. Let me get my email set and ready for these companies. I can send this over. And I'm going to be posting, Walt Disney legal department, all their information over to the Facebook page for anyone who wants to contact and reach out to these companies. There are a lot of people that are against what you just did. Just about everybody on YouTube is against what you did. Because again, those people have merch. Those people have items that they paid for to sell. That's their stuff. They got all that stuff copyrighted, so no one can duplicate their stuff. Even some of their own content is copyrighted because it's their stuff. No one has the right to touch it, take it, sell it, do whatever you want. It's their product. So I guarantee you they agree with me 100% on what I'm doing to you or about to do to you on Monday is 100% justification. Talk to any YouTuber on here who's making money off their channel and say, hey, how would you like if someone was selling your merch, putting their name on it, and selling it and weren't giving you a dime? I guarantee you they'll tell you, no, that's not going to happen. I'll see them in court. There you go. So not even YouTube's on your side for what you just did. The only people that side with you are the people that you're cult members. You're going to cult members because they'll follow anything at the end of the day. They'll follow a sheep off the side of a cliff. They'll follow anything. So you agree to that nonsense at the end of the day. But you be the first person yelling and screaming if somebody broke in your house and stole all your stuff. You be sitting ready to call the police. How dare they come into my house? How dare they touch my stuff? How dare they do how dare they do what? You don't have no problem with somebody else getting stuff getting ripped off. So why are you complaining? Find that interesting. Why are you complaining? You shouldn't complain. You should support it. Matter of fact, just go open up your door, put a sign out in the front that says, take whatever you want, I don't mind. Put it out there. Oh, you don't want nobody coming into your house taking your stuff because you worked hard for it, right? Oh, I find that interesting. Hypocrite. Well, I'm going to do what I got to do. As a businessman, at the end of the day, if it's someone who pays for this paperwork to make sure my stuff is protected, I'm going to do what has to be done. I'm going to contact these agencies. I got them right there. I'm going to reach out to them, and even the one up in New York City, if they need me to come up there, me and my attorney will be there. And we're going to discuss everything about you, Fernando, your operations and how it works. And on top of that, when we get that, they'll contact code enforcement, whatever they got to take care of in the day, Baldwin Police Department, whatever has to be done. You're going to jail. All right, that's basically it for me. What else are we doing? We're done. I am definitely done. I want to go outside today, but it's way too cold. Oh, excuse me. I think I contact. Are we done with it? We're going to extend the screen. I'm talking the other screen yet. Can't extend the screen to the parts. Everything's on wait now. We got to wait for all the parts. Everything's on standstill. What time is it? Looks like the museum. I got a day to not do anything. I got a no do jack day. What's my phone? Oh, it's on the charge. I know I ain't freaking told. Let me see. We got time to go to the museum. I got a day to chill. I literally got a day to chill. That's rare. I'm gonna grab me an ice cream cone and we'll chill. Walk around for a bit. Hey, you don't get many of those. I'm always building and designing something. What? Really? Not everything's on hold? All projects are on hold. Yeah. I like working on projects, but I got other things too I want to chill out and do sometimes. Or to get that car museum. I'm going to check out that car museum today too. Definitely going to check out that car museum. All right, that's basically about it. Now, Fernando, just a little message to you before everything comes crashing down on you. If you feel that I'm doing this because I'm triggered, no, I'm not triggered, Jamie. You don't have a right to touch people's stuff. It doesn't belong to you. Someone breaks in your house right now. They take all your stuff. You come home to nothing. Empty. Everything's gone. Would you like that? You wouldn't like that, would you? All right, you'd be offended by someone took your stuff, right? And then they sold your stuff and made money off of it, and you didn't want that to happen to yourself, right? So what gives you the right to do that to other people? See, what your sister's doing is not against the law because your sister owns that stuff. I can tell she owns it. That's her stuff. She owns it. The big mistake she made was tagging you with her. That's the mistake she made. And I hope that's not her storage unit. Because if it is, she's going to be charged with having stolen items in her storage unit. Because if you ever read through this, which I know you haven't because you never had a storage unit before, but that little contract you read through, there are certain things you're not supposed to have in that storage unit. And one of them is stolen merchandise. You can't store it there. And she could go to jail for this. This could be some problems for her. She also could lose that vendor's license that she has if they find out that the items that she was selling down there were counterfeit. Now, this could cause her problems also. So, you just dogged out a whole lot of people in the process of doing all this nonsense. Well, just go get a job. Go and get a regular job. Go work. Yeah, it's just better if you just steal from people, right? That's what you've been doing from day one. Could have made an honest screen paint, but it's better if you just steal from your customers. Or try to rip off other people and make screen paint and try to take their stuff. Well, let me tell you something, man. I explained this to you, and it's the last time I'm explaining this to you again. When you get into the prison system, just remember, don't steal in there. Because they have a different type of justice in there. And if you snitch, you're going to have bigger problems than that. So, if you get jacked up, if someone beats the crap out of you, and it will happen to you if you steal from somebody, and you go to one of those MTAs or guards and you tell, this is far worse. Snitches are worse. Besides like pedophiles and freaking rapists and but other than that, yeah. People who rape old women, people rape kids, people that hurt animals, yeah, you're gonna get jacked up. Yeah, you definitely get jacked up. Snitches, definitely get jacked up. So from there, yeah, you're gonna have to. I know you're probably laughing right now, thinking that I'm not going. You're going. Trust me, you're definitely going. What I find interesting, what's the particular with the bike? About Fernando's situation, his case is that most people that are counterfeiting, they don't know where they're at. We know where you're at. You're still in that apartment. So that'll be that. Now, I'm about to buy this right here. That projector right there. I'm going to pick that up. I got an office screen with the bill over there. And I'm done. Now, for those of you who don't like what I said in the day, if you feel that it's right for Fernando to go rob, steal, do what he wants to do, and you think I'm wrong for what I'm doing, do me a favor, get off my channel. I don't want support by people like that. People who feel that it's all right for people to steal and rob and do what you want to do, get off my channel. And if you feel at the end of the day that what I'm doing is robbing and stealing, sign my contract, see me in court, and I'll clean your clock in a courtroom any day of the week. Challenge it, see what happens. There you go. All right, that being said, I got to go. Thank you for your time, and God bless.